And we are live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. It's Thursday, international football, and I think a lot of you are probably stuck watching Scotland playing Spain, which I don't even know what the score is. But we are here as a community to talk about Mental United. This is something that we do once a month. This is led by Phil Standish, United Standish, and we're going to talk about the Beckham story. We're going to talk about your mental health being a Manchester United supporter. This is definitely a call-in show, but what better way to start this with Bella? Bella, our assistant, take it away. Let's kick on the show. Let's go.
Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. My name is Bella. I am a presenter and hostess of this channel. Thank you for tuning in. The show is about to begin. I want you to give this video a cheeky little like and subscribe to our channel if you have not done so yet. As you must agree that I am better looking than Mark Goldbridge,
Bloody
so what
hell.
are you waiting for? Just do it. Smash that like button now. Let's go Reds. Buckle up. Get ready to rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Good evening, Phil Standish. It's so good to see you. It's been, how long has it been, Phil? I haven't seen you for a while. I was hijacked this morning by Mark. He stole my keys to the kingdom and started to do a brilliant morning show. If you didn't miss that, Mark, what a brilliant debut today, by the way. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. I'm very good. I think it's been probably 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, since I've managed to actually make it to one of the shows. So apologies, I've missed you all. I've missed the VAR room and all the chat and all the banter. Little few messages here and there. Just not had much chance. I've hardly been on social media or anything. Life's just a little bit manic and a bit busy.
It's good.
But today,
it's good to switch off.
We want to go something a little bit different. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to switch off.
Obviously,
No, it's good to
Mental
switch
Health
off.
Week. Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, you got to post. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Break. No, sorry, mate. It's okay. So, with it being
it's a little bit of
break,
lagging.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So with it being the international break, obviously no Premier League football on. I wanted to take the opportunity to recognise Mental Health Week. It's not something I've dealt with myself, but I know that many people have. Mental health, this is a statement from 2022. It's an issue that affects many people, estimating that it's like kind of 1 in 6 adults, they experience a common mental disorder, such as depression or anxiety. Children aged between 6 and 16 experience a common mental disorder. It's the leading cause of death for people aged 5 to 34 was intentional self-harm. Data shows that up to 35% of elite athletes suffer from a mental health crisis, which may things like stress, eating disorders, burnout, depression, anxiety. The World Health Organization website gives a lot of advice, symptoms to look out for, diagnosis, treatments, and advice about self-care. I know that different people have different feelings on what works and what doesn't for them, and I'm not here to give advice. I'm just here to talk about some of the issues out there and let people make their own decisions. Tonight, I want to talk about a few different examples. I don't want a major discussion on all of them sort of thing. I want to kind of raise awareness of how long this has been going on for. The kind of struggles that footballers have faced, some or most, some of you will have heard of. But there's a question that sits behind all that. How many are out there suffering in silence that we've never heard of whatsoever? We don't know. They're just sat there suffering right now, maybe watching the game, maybe thinking, why am I not playing in that game? Why was I not included in that game? Why have I been excluded? Why was I part of the squad and now I'm not? David Gea, he was a Spanish international. He's not even playing for a team at the moment. What's he going through right now? Just another someone who's not been mentioned. Tonight's show is a call-in show, and we want to encourage anyone who wants to talk to us to feel free to dial in. I think that what we found last time when we did this, we found that once somebody had shared, it was a bit awkward. They didn't know when to leave, sort of thing. So if you do dial in, when you finish saying what you say, just leave, or we'll remove you, whatever's easiest, sort of thing. Give other people a chance, give many people a chance to speak up. If you're in the chat and you're chatting last time, what happened? There was lots of people started to share things, private things, and we wasn't sure if they were to be heard, whether you wanted us to voice those or not. So please just let us know if you do want us to share those things, or if you want to just keep it private in the VAR room. Just let us know. Either way, we'll look to get through as many as possible. But we give our apologies in advance if we can't get through everybody.
Just as a disclaimer, under no shape or form are we any experts or psychologists or anything. It's just as a coming together as a community, because football is a way of life, families, your personal life, and being a fan with Manchester United, of course, causing a lot of mental health issues. What is club doing to us? But I'm raise my hand to say, I suffered big time 4 years ago. I hit the brick wall and didn't see the end of the tunnel, and I'm sitting here as a living example that there's always that little spark in yourself, and that is called your self-personality, your self-awareness. Don't give up, and I'm starting to think more positive. Life could be so many negative connotations in the background that leads to mental health issues, right? Usually it's associated, by my experiences, your social surroundings, but if you start looking a little bit more positive in life and start finding different angles, then you get yourself out of trouble, because time and time again, what I've personally found, Phil, was I was constantly falling back into the pit again, and there was always a ladder, and I climb up and I fall down and climb up. So the trick is to not to fall into that pit again, and that is just positive thinking, take things with a pinch of salt. Life is short at the end of the day. Football is a game; it's a way of life as well. But or what the famous golfer said, Arnold Palmer, you get yourself in trouble, you got to get yourself out of the trouble. But what better way is to share this? Nobody's doing it. We're the only football fan channel that does it. Maybe on monthly basis. We did it last time. Is to sort of recognize these mental health issues, around United fans and players itself. We saw the Beckham documentary. We seen Dele Alli. We see footballers are normal human beings like us. Won't you say and everyone goes through a rough patch of life, so you always need a helping hand or somebody to lean on. I don't know about you, but when I went through this, I couldn't speak to anyone because there was nobody that could understand what I was going through, and I felt embarrassed and ashamed to actually talk to my wife, or the closest one, to admit my weakness, that I fell into a bad patch. So there is always somebody that's gone through that experience, what you have. That could be that to say, bro, just pack up your shit, just go, just take care of yourself, forget about everything. Everything is material, and just be with the ones that love you and that understand you. And, and the VR room, everyone that's tuning in, you're kind of our family, you're our therapy, so, just paying it forward, guys. Anyway. So
absolutely.
Big words. This is kind of a little bit of a serious show on a note, Jamie Wayne was saying, big up to Jamie as well. We got to know Jamie on the road since we started this channel. So big up to you, mate. He's saying I suffer autism and ADHD, severe depression, if anyone wants to know. And that in couple when Manchester United loses, and I've seen the development in you, Jamie. You've been taking big strides, understanding the sales takeover process, and take things with a pinch of salt. Always use your common sense, logic, and reasoning. I love that it gets discussed, to be honest, and should be discussed. It shouldn't be swept under the carpet. Jeff Steele has positive vibes for you. That's it. Positive vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
Who else do we have? We got to shout out everyone that's in the VR.
Yeah.
I understand it's football. I understand people watching Scotland. So, 100%. So who do we have? Mark is here.
RJ.
Mark RJ say, looks like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is winning by Bloomberg reporting. And we're going to talk about that in the morning show, Mark. But Whoever reads and pays and reads that Bloomberg article will quickly understand that it was only the headline. So if you read through, you feel like you've been clickbaited. So if you read through that article, Mark, you would understand that it's the same article written 2 weeks ago. Nothing has changed, only the headline. And I don't know. I feel like the clickbaited, but you got clicked in, and a lot of people were sending me that article for free, and I was just analysis, and I said, nah, there's nothing in that article that says exactly what the headline is saying. It's the same story, recycling. And unfortunately, you have to pay for it. So I don't know. It's no football. People have to write stories. Anyway, who else is in the house? Looks like, yeah, sorry, we did read this one.
Just saw Bestie then, Yala.
Bestie, yeah. Big up Bestie, big up Yala. I'm watching Norway play. Yeah. Jarvis is not coming in. Jarvis texted me he's watching Norway. So he's not going to come. Good evening, Bestie. How you going? Neil Driscoll, I can see you. Bestie's here. Jeffy Steele. S. Madison is here as well. There's a lot of you tuning in tonight, and despite Scotland is playing. Go Scotland, right? Go Scotland. Right. A bit massive shout out. RJ's here as well, 100%. Luan, I saw Luan France is here as well. Who else? I want to shout out to everyone. I know that Jimmy's here as well. Jimmy, the United Savior, talking about the, only if Qatar can do this. I mean, of course, there's horrible events to talk. I've seen in the chat about what's going on in the Palestine and Israel and stuff like that. It's horrible. I know. But, at the end of the day, if you want to talk about that, fine. We are a football community channel. That's got nothing to relate it to geopolitics in whatsoever. But, there's unfairness. There's a lot of civilian women and children that's dying. It's always like this when it's war or when it's some form of conflict. So, I pray for all of the innocent people there and victims, 100%. And yeah. So, but Rushmano, support your club. Players come and go. What stays should be integrity, honor, and pride. If you have got good owners, sadly, United don't have that. But if we'll get our club back, it will feel good again. Big up, Rushmano. That is a smashing comment, by the way, my friend. Smashing comment.
Fantastic.
So
so I just want to talk about a few different players, because the reason I want to talk about them is not just kind of reel off a list, but kind of just share how long this has been going on for. I'm not going to go into major detail on many of them. I just want to talk about a few different ones. So, like very briefly, Tony Adams, well-known mental health issues and addiction. He was battling depression and alcoholism. A guy called Clark Carlisle played for Blackpool, QPR, Leeds, Watford, most of his career at Burnley, finished at Northampton Town. He suffered from recurring problems with alcohol and depression, and he tried to take his own life in 2014, but he suffered a broken rib and a punctured lung. He wasn't successful. And off the back of that, he's received mental health treatment, become a role model for footballers suffering from mental health. He's turned his life around. So the reason I kind of mention some of these things is because to increase awareness and to show that, the good things that's come from speaking up and speaking to people, because there might be so many people, there's 77 people in the chat right now, and some of you may be suffering in silence, and if that, we would just ask that you find someone to speak to, whether it is us, whether it's somebody, whether it's private, whether it's a friend, a family member. Don't be afraid to speak to someone. Just share your problem. A problem shared is a problem halved. And I know it's a cliche, but it's true. And it doesn't mean that there'll be an answer sat there for you, but just don't bottle it up. Don't just keep it to yourself, Andreas Iniesta, I don't know how many people knew that he'd suffered with mental health issues, but the thing is, he was known as one of the greatest footballers for Barcelona with his passing. He was this magician. He was fantastic in the midfield. Everyone thought it was fantastic of him, but he's since he's left Barcelona, he's come out and he said the expectations of the fans and media led to feelings of anxiety and depression. He became a global ambassador for the World Health Organization, promoting world health mental health awareness off the back of these sort of things. But again, Iniesta, probably suffered in silence at the time.
Mm.
Very little was known about it. Very little was said. Whether it was because it wasn't such a big, it was more of a taboo subject at the time, I don't know. But just another example of somebody who you think top of the game, fantastic, living a perfect life, got the money, playing for one of the best teams in the world, and suffering because of the expectation of the world, which is what we saw in Netflix, and I know in the Beckham documentary. And tonight we're talking about footballers, but at the same time we're talking about general mental health. And we're talking, this is an example of somebody who's suffering in silence, who may or may not have even known it at the time. But the more they think about it, the more they start to realize, they were impacted by it.
100%. Just going to read out what Jeff Steele is saying here as well. I think poor Donny van de Beek, though, ever since he came to United, he's been having a bad luck, going through mental health, not getting picked and getting injured and all that stuff. But also, coming to United is a mental challenge by itself. We see a lot of people crumble, they do well in other clubs. As soon as they get out of United, they stop playing the best football because there's a lot of pressure on them as soon as they come. This is the biggest club in the world. Our fan base is quite demanding. Our fan base can be very nasty on the socials, flip-flopping, changing, you know what I mean? So it's not very easy. And I'm thinking about, poor Onana that just,
100%. He's on my list.
Started and already getting abused and, experienced that. I mean, we just have to be understanding that these players go through, they're like normal human beings like us, but that, just because you're a footballer, it gets amplified millions of times because they are public figures, right? So it ain't different for you and me, to be honest. The only thing is that when we are depressed or when we are suffering from anxiety or something, we keep it to self and nobody knows. But public media and paparazzis and media is out there blasting it out, right? Jadon Sancho removed his social media stuff. What Jadon Sancho is doing now, I would say that is insanity. What is he doing now? He's never going to win against the club and the manager and, to back himself out. So there must be some mental block there going on with Jadon. What's your thought about that?
I think with Jadon, we don't know what has obviously gone on between Ten Hag and Sancho. You can read anything you want in the press. You can read what you want in the media. You can believe what you want. But at the end of the day, there's only two, probably, and a few other close people around them really know what happened. My concern is there a different way to handle these situations? Freezing a player out of the team, and then in every single week in a press conference, Ten Hag's asked, what about Sancho? Has he got a chance to come back? Has he got a chance to come back? And Ten Hag just keeps saying, it's up to him. He knows what the door's open, basically saying the door's open. It's up to him.
Yeah.
So is it a sense of pride from Sancho that he doesn't want to back down? Is it something much deeper than that? You're reading stuff in the press recently about the fact of he feels that no matter how hard he tries, he's never going to get on the pitch before Anthony or possibly Rashford or Garnacho. Yeah. He seems fourth or even Pellistri now, fourth or fifth place in line. He had a great pre-season and he looked like he was getting the best of him back, and it's like he's just gone again. So I don't know. I wouldn't like to say.
I think I'm not going to recycle certain things, but there's been stories about Harry Maguire did interview. They tend to speak up when they go on internationals and open up. And Mason Mount was saying that he kind of in connotation that he kind of regret his move. But you got to understand that Mason Mount is a Chelsea boy. He grew up there in the academy since he was 6 years old. He's trying something new. It is a totally new environment, to be honest. Maguire, as per usual, it's all coming down who you're surrounding yourself with as well, who's telling you, right? You have your agent, and agents nowadays, they do 360 degrees management. That means they are your legal counsel that take care of all your finances, your bill, your PR, your media, but also counseling, right? They have counselors to say oh, you're so good, right? Maguire came out again and did an absolutely backed himself to say I should play more, I should do this, I should do that. But at the end of the day, it's the manager that picks you, speaking out like that and backing yourself is good for your confidence, right? 100%. But as a fan, as football fans, what we judge on is the performance on the pitch. It doesn't really help you to come out and back yourself if you don't have anything to attach it to it. But the Beckham story was something that wow, that was pretty cool. Dele Alli was another one as well. They kept it silent for years, like they kept it inside and until they finally came out. I heard that he didn't want to talk about it originally, and Netflix discovered it, they pushed it, and they decided to do 4 episodes about it.
Yeah. Well, when he, the thing that struck me the most, I mean, obviously there was quite a lot, but with the Beckham situation, it was the fact that he said, he was walking down the street and people were spitting at him and swearing at him, and he said he couldn't even go to the toilet without a bodyguard sort of thing because it was at so much risk of the hatred from the public. When you think back to the guy who had a mannequin hanging with a Beckham shirt on, people literally wanted him dead. And he said, the hardest thing he had to face was literally the whole country hated me. Can you imagine that? People are dealing with a bit of mental health issues and they're struggling. They go out onto a pitch and they might get a few boos because they've come from a Liverpool club or something, and they're now playing at Leeds or whatever, something like that, where they've crossed teams and they get a few boos, and it's almost a bit of banter amongst the fans. But this went on for months, and what Beckham said was, even now, he still regrets it. He still regrets that situation. It's never left his mind. You're talking 20 years later, it's still with him. It's still plaguing him. It's still bothering him.
Of course, it doesn't go away.
So I just hope that he gets the help that he needs. He's got the money and the power. I just hope he gets the support.
Big up Dan Smith as well. Glazers don't care about the fans. They only sit in security in Florida collecting dividends and money while we sink. Well, it's always we as gets the losing stick, to be honest, as fans as well. I also seen Jay Thanky in the house. I want to say big up Jay Thanky. It's been a while as well. Everyone that's tuning in. I got one thing to say as well, which popped in my mind when you were talking about what's really going on. I mean, if you remember Beckham's story, that was on the back of the, was it World Cup or was it the Euros?
Yeah, World Cup, yeah.
World Cup, yeah. Then you have 3 players. I mean, one pulled out fine and is doing madness in Arsenal. That was Saka. Then you have 2 other players, which is Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford. That didn't come up well from missing those penalties in the Euros, if you remember. Rashford went on and that's where he came back and was like this. Jadon Sancho might have taken a big hit on that toll because the pressure of missing that penalty, it's never easy, right? That lives with you. I think you wake up with this reminder, right? That might be the catalyst, to the mental health issue what Sancho is having, right? Yeah. That might be the root cause from the missed penalties because he was never picked since then. Rashford is kind of getting a little bit picked here and there. Saka has always been picked though.
Yeah.
But Saka came out all right.
He did. And as you say, we don't know. And you just want to know that there's some sort of, with all this that's going on all the time, people facing, serious depression and anxiety. And we spoke last time when we spoke about mental awareness, about how deep Carrick felt and what he mentioned in his book Between the Lines. Absolutely fantastic book. If you've not read it, give it a read because it really does reveal quite a lot. And you just hope that there's some sort of strong support mechanism out there, in not just recognized by the World Health Organization or whatever, but in every single club now. Are they getting the support that's needed? And I even relate to grassroots football. Some people say they're just kids, but at the end of the day, that's where it begins. We spoke at the top of the show about kids suffering between the ages of 6 and 16 or something like that. It's hard. It's hard for coaches and it's so much pressure, even as a coach, just to try to get your team a result. Because I'm a football coach, as you know, for a kids football team, and I know the pressures that we're under as coaches to try to help the team perform. And if we were losing every single game every week, that would have a real negative impact on the kids mentally, you might say, and leave them in a bit of a sort of depressed state. If I lose a game from a kids thing, for the rest of the day, I'm beating myself up about it, thinking, what can I do to resolve it? This is kids under 12 football. What can I do to what have we done wrong there? Why did we not do this that we did in training? Why did that not work out? What we're going to do next week? And for the next 24 hours, I'm just a bear with a sore head. And I'm talking about grassroots. So what are the professionals going through at the top of the game who are getting paid thousands in the media, getting ripped apart in the press? Ten Hag, you're getting sacked in the morning and stuff. It's funny at the moment, but it's like...
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Expectations and pressure, 100%. I mean, I agree with George Bestie here. Big up George Bestie as well for coming in with a chat here. I'm sorry, we are not doctors, 100%. We are not. Everyone has the daily pressures in life, and he continues to say mothers, fathers, caretakers, the elderly, students, we all under pressure. But I think also that the modern day society has kind of changed it. There's too much pressure, too much expectation with social media, the way you should look, the way you should behave, And if I speak to my wife, for instance, she's from not of this part of this Western world, she said to me, she grew up in cold Soviet Union, you know what I mean? So she said to me, what depression, what anxiety? In their country doesn't exist. They say you get yourself in trouble, you just work harder, right? So in them, they sort of instilled that you're not allowed to be weak, you just have to fight it yourself, And in a way, when you look at it, it's like you're right, because the only one that can save yourself is your own mind. I think your own personal will, right? Right. Nobody will. You might need a helping hand to push you to the right direction, but at the end of the day, you're the only one that can you're the master of your own faith, aren't you? You're the master of your own brain, your body, so she's got a point there, and now you speak to people in South America in the grassroots, they fight for the football, they grow up poor, hungry, playing barefoot football on the streets, and they see football as a way of life to get, there's no time to be depressed or something. So it's a little bit how you look at it from a geographical point of view, and how you sort of grow up. And if somebody's, I mean, I have a brother that's kind of suffering from certain thing, right? Addiction, right? But I'm not going to sit there and stroke him backwards to say poor you, poor you. Now I'm going I go hard, you grab the bull by the horn, and you can be there to support, to say, yeah, fine, but at the end of the day, you got to take yourself out as well. But I'm here just to show you the support.
Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely, mate.
Spain is currently winning with 1-0 against Scotland, and there's no goal from Scotty Mac.
It got ruled out apparently.
Was it? Did Scotty score again? He's on fire. Nah. Anyways, it's a little bit of a serious note,
ruled out. Yeah,
guys, I'm gonna paste the link here. If you want to come in and have a say, talk to us. It's totally open forum. If you don't want to show your face, you don't have to show your face. Just come in, have a few words, and tell us how you feel. How is Manchester United, or affecting your life? When you're not doing well. I mean, it's been dire for this past couple of weeks since we kicked off, but I think we are turning the page. Feel that last minute victory with Scott McTominay doing 6 minutes of madness, instill a little bit of a belief in confidence, right? Because confidence is key, in everything. In your mental health, it's all about confidence, right? If you start losing confidence in yourself, everything drops. Your work ethics, everything that you once used to be good at becomes crap, to be honest. Everyone can relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that the McTominay performance inspires a lot of the players just to kind of go back and go, you know what? Hi, Mick and Phil, big up to both of you. Do you think that Jim will win? I don't want him at our club with the Glazers.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I will share my thoughts in the morning show tomorrow with Mark. I was kind of jump in. It's my birthday tomorrow, by the way, so I'm gonna go in and do that. If you, all I can say, like, for your own sanity, is just always pay attention to the articles, and you can see that this article is a follow-up article that Helier did with the two other co-authors to say that there's nothing new. It's the same articles as the other one that was written 2 weeks ago. The only thing that was changing was the headlines to suggest that he's now leading the race, so he's the favorite. But if you read through the article, I just feel it's clickbait. That's all right. And on the other hand, same thing with the leaks stories coming out as well. We had Tom journalist on yesterday, like, Footy Live Tom journalist yesterday, and he even said, like, this is all like, media editorials, mainstream have nothing else to write, so they have to create stories for clicks, right? So click, 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 and at the end of the day, like, we gullible fans are the ones that are falling for it. So we click on it, we read on it, and we instantly see, like, they're smart how they write, because if you compose headlines today, nobody has the time or the attention span to read the whole article. But if you actually take time, go through the article, and you will remember, well, this was actually said the same time as last time. What has changed? Only a few words. So they're smart what they're doing. It's smart. I don't know, this kind of a new social media technique that they use. Just change the headline, reshuffle a little bit with the ChatGPT, take the same article and just put in one extra 2 sentences just to make it stand out a little bit different. That's
just recycling all the time, isn't it?
Recycling. What bothers me is that you have to pay for it. Like, you have to pay to read that article.
I know.
Happy birthday, Dan Smith. Thank you. It's not yet. My birthday is about an hour and a half away from now, where I'm sitting.
Some people are saying, how old are you? Some people are saying,
oh yeah, listen, I've been around. Listen, I'm like Dracul. I've been around all the centuries, right? You cannot guess my age. Guess my age then.
See if we can guess the age and compare it to the number of likes that we get.
Yeah. 31 likes? No, not 31. 55 tomorrow, RJ is saying. No, I'm not 55. 32 tomorrow, not 32, but thank you.
You got to play higher or lower.
Yeah, 48. No, I keep guessing. 48. Oof. Getting here. 55-year-olds geezer. 47 says Mark. 35 says Dan Smith. 21. I take 21 anytime. 21. Right? 45 says Lilies. 42 says who said that? Well, somebody's cheating. 48. Well, I will reveal. Nobody knows my age. I've been around the world. I keep myself 44. If I say nobody is right there in the chat. 46, nobody's right. 46, 43, 35. No. For some reason, as you go older, you are not so comfortable in disclosing your age. But age is just like a fine wine, grows better. 25. Oof. With all my wisdom, I wouldn't be 25, Billy Connolly. 51. What is Mark is guessing here? Wow. Did Mark Lansdell Jr. says 37. And somebody's been cheating because Mick is turning this tomorrow. Did you guys get surprised? But look at the age numbers in fluctuations. 35, 36. And now my true number is 51. I don't look like it. I don't feel like it. And I don't act like it. 19. Lee Richards is 56. Now I'm born 72, guys. So that explains whatever I say. Like, I've been 50 years as a generational Manchester United supporter, passed through my grandfather to my father to myself. The only one, the black sheep in the family, is my brother, and he's a Scouser. How did that happen? How did that happen in a Man United family? Well, thank you, Jesus. I look good, what he says. Yes, I do. I do take care of myself, and it's called stress-free life. it's all about positive thinking. And I don't know, maybe it's good genes as well. But one thing that I learned a long time ago is like, don't stress. I do work hard because I love working. Keeps my brain sane. You just find the ways. You always find yourself a happy place. What makes you happy? Like, I don't do things that I don't enjoy to do, to be honest. And I don't know. I don't know what the secret is. Like, I don't take this Botox, Smotox stuff. I don't tend to. I stopped drinking alcohol about 8 years ago, to be honest. I don't drink at all due to the factors that my sibling is have an addiction. So, but ever since then, like, life has been good, right? I don't wake up with hangovers and try to keep myself healthy, go in training. It's all good. Plus 11, Stephanie. But on the other hand, I'm 14 years older than my wife, so I suck her youth. Big up to all of you guys. If you want to come and talk to us, please do so. It's just more of a serious note, chill. There's nothing really to talk about here regarding Manchester United stuff, like, other than some transfer stuff and some exercise is the key. No, I feel blushed now. Exercise. Yeah, a bit of a weight training. What did you say, Mike? You're a baby compared to me. What are you? Okay. I showed you mine. Now you show me yours, Dan. What's That's what she said.
This is getting dangerous. Do not dial in.
No, of course. No matter what your age are, like, we are the same, right? We all support the same club. We are a family at the end of the day. But one thing that I learned, like, I had a very interesting life here. Like, I travel around the world. Like, I grew up in a working class family, right? Immigrant parents, stood in a factory. They worked two job shifts, like, just to keep things afloat, put food on the table for me and my brother. I learned that I don't want to be like them. So I wanted to educate myself and stuff like that. So, I always go against the stream. Like, I always question things, and I didn't want to fall into the square like everyone else. Like, so at an early age, I went to Australia. I went to Perth, WA, West Australia. Didn't know anyone. Just basically enrolled in uni as an international student, and I stayed there for 10 years. And since then, never looked back. So that was the best thing that ever happened to my life, because that broadened up my, my vision, like, because I was living in the bubble, like, in the square, like, you should work, you should go to the factory, small town. But as soon as I came there, like, it opened up my eyes. Like, Australians are so amazing people. They're so open, so friendly. No worries, mate. It's everything positive. Learn how to surf. And that's how my career kicked off, basically. So led me to the path of met so many beautiful people. One of my mentors would say, like, you're born naked, you die naked. Like, and I said, what do you mean? He was actually a Buddhist. So I said, yeah, you think about it. So I came back and I said, like, I thought long and hard. I was irritated. Like, what do you mean born naked, die naked? So I figured out. So I asked her. So basically, like, I asked him a question because he was the CEO of Dunlop Pacific, the tire company, the tires, Dunlop.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah. So I learned how to play golf, and I was playing golf with him every Friday morning in crack of dawn. Beautiful Malaysian guy, right? Lim Peacock was his name. He said, "Don't worry." His name was Lim Peacock. So after playing golf with him for a while, and I was curious, like, I was a student, and I asked him a question, like, how come did you become so successful? I was wondering when you're gonna ask me the question. He said, "You're born naked, you die naked." Okay la. It's like, what the hell did you mean with that? Like, So I thought about it, and then next Friday we would play golf again in the crack of dawn, 6 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, I thought what you said. So basically, you're born naked, you die naked. So anything that you do in between is like, it's your own hands. Exactly, grasshopper. He said,
okay.
So basically, he said himself, like, everything, the only person that can stop you is yourself and your own mind. Like, you have two hands, and whatever you make, like, God gives, God takes. And only you can sort of affect your outcome of your life. So I worked hard and I believed in that. And, that's why I hate cancellation policy. Like, don't let nobody tell you you're crap or you can't do this. Like my teachers used to say that, like, in school as well. They used to say, you can't do this. You're an idiot and blah, blah, blah. And that sort of lowers down your confidence when your teacher's telling you, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But school back then was like, they didn't have this Montessori school. They didn't have learning by doing. No, everything was kind of round hole in a square peg, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everyone learns the same. No, if you can't keep up, they send you to a special school or, extra classes, right? I think homework is punishment, to be honest. Kids should be kids.
We were talking about that recently, saying like, why do kids? I mean, my daughter at the moment, she's in a final year at high school, and she's like, she's getting homework, she's getting revision classes after school, revision classes at lunchtime, and now it's half term in a few weeks, and they're saying, "Oh, you can come in and do some extra revision and some." It's just like, and my daughter said to me the week, she says, "When am I supposed to live, Dad?"
Exactly.
It's like, how do you argue with that?
No, but kids, let kids be kids. Like, I feel like the current educational system is just force feeding. Like, you got to enjoy what you're doing. Same thing, Phil. You go to work and you enjoy the job that you're doing. That gives you satisfaction. When you go to school or high school, they force you, like, they give you homework, like, that is kind of like a punishment, right? I don't believe in that.
It is, yeah.
And the kids are getting more gullible and pressured, and there's the social medias, the TikToks and Instagrams and all that stuff, right? Not everyone has the genes to being a genius, or not everyone has that genes to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or, look like the next supermodel at the end of the day. Not everyone's going to make it be a footballer, but, you can have as much talent as you want, but if you don't have the grit, motivation to succeed in life, that's my message, then you're never going to succeed. If you're constantly going to beat yourself down to say, nah, I'm crap, I'm not going to make it, you're never going to make it. And that's the lesson that I learned in my successful life. Because I didn't have
yourself, haven't you?
You got to believe in what you're doing, and you got to find your happy place, right? I started this channel with 0 subscribers, and you were the first one to join me, right?
Absolutely, mate.
We were just 2 Muppets sitting here talking to nobody.
Now we're just 2 Muppets talking to 70 people.
17,000 people subscribed. So you got to have a vision, you got to believe, and you always got to see the end of the light of the tunnel, like, to say that, trust me, like, to sit here, to press record every day, it's not easy,
No.
When we're losing, it's not easy, but somebody has to, stand up there and, be the rock for the community and family, even like win, lose, draw, like, we always hear.
Absolutely, mate. And that's it, I mean, it's, if the fan base, the whole fan base could be like that, where they just kind of talk through things and just, it would be better if we did this, instead of slating people and ripping them apart and ripping them to shreds. And look at me, I got so much clickbait and interaction from slating this player, and I made a couple of videos of Maguire making a few mistakes and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, come on, just try to. We're all gutted at the time, but just keep your nastiness to yourselves. Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm just afraid the way I don't like the way the world has been shaped at the moment, like for the past couple of years in terms of social media. So for me, social media, I tend to stay away from it, like, whenever we lose, because I know the headlines already, and I know there's some there are some people that don't think anymore, they don't use their brains anymore, they just read the headlines and that's it, like, quick news. Some way it's shaped to that everyone now suffers from ADHD and short memory span, like, and they try to rewrite history and forget everything's printed. You can just check, like, but they try to rewrite stories and think that is a new story, right? We're going to welcome Mark to the stage, all the way from Denmark. How you doing, Mark? Long time no speak, my friend.
Evening,
hello.
Mark.
Hello.
I felt sorry for you. No one was calling in. So yeah, I can give my take.
Why should you feel? Don't feel sorry for us. We're just happy that you're calling in.
All right, that's how we first met.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about it. How did I feel about Manchester United? And I'm not putting any names or anything, but since, and I'm not just like licking your ass, but since I've joined this community instead of another Manchester United community I was in before, I have gotten way more positive, which is nice.
Oh,
The,
you're
the,
working.
yeah, the other community, it's like in the beginning when I've watched them for over 3 years, 3.5, I think. And in the beginning, I thought this is actually negative. I didn't think about that in the game, but I don't know why. But after a while, I got sucked into it, and I like took their opinions, and everything was crap, and I didn't enjoy watch it. I have had my distance now for a couple of months, so I am actually feeling a lot better in terms of Manchester United because I can see good things also.
Yeah.
Of course, there are things that needs to work out, but yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, I do understand because before I run this channel, I also used to watch certain things, and I used to sucked into the negativity, and that makes things amplified worse. So even if we had a crap game, let's say we take Bayern Munich for example, like we lost with three. What was it?
4-3.
4-3. The thing is that everyone forgot about the positives about the game, and what we try to do is always look at what was the positive side of this game, though, right? Nothing, because you got to look. Okay, we played crap at moments, but there was actually good passage of play, and you can always look forward how we can improve, and that's what we do on this channel all the time. Like
Yeah, but also, for example, when the kids were playing and we played the best game of this season,
Burnley.
No, it was Crystal Palace, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Palace in the cup. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I was happy because I mean we played good. I know it wasn't their best team, but when I hear other channels, they come in from an angle where, oh, the kids can do it. Why can't the others do it? They always have to find a negative input.
Negative, yeah.
And therefore I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just stay away.
But can I just add to that, because I've been studying this pattern for quite a while, and it's always been like this. They're creating this narrative. If we sack this manager, we will be fine. If we replace this player for that player, we will be much better, right? If we all of a sudden swap Rashford for Garnacho, we'll be so much better. Problem solved. It's always a short-term fix. Trying to find that negativity, right? To because at the end of the day, negativity sells. I do get that, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things that makes you click on certain advertisement or certain thumbnail because you're driven by fear and emotion, right? But that's why I don't like to create those clickbait stuff. I always try to keep it real, keep it positive, right? And I'm glad that you find it this way, guys.
Can I also say you talked a bit about mental health, and
Yes,
I was
always.
Yeah. My experience is that everything that happens does something to me, and it triggers some feelings. I cannot change whatever is outside of me, but if I look at what is happening inside of me, I can say, all right, but why do I feel like this? Do I have to? And then I can work with it.
Exactly.
And I think I've come to the conclusion, because if I'm in doubt, I always follow like my intention. Is this meant good or is this meant bad? Because if I'm doing something with a bad intention, like, oh, I'm tired of this guy or something, and then I talk bad behind his back, it kind of make me feel like bad also. So yeah, if the intention is good, everything will be all right.
The thing is, you always have to identify, and you always have to question why. What's the worst thing that could happen? 100%. Big up Rushmano for coming in here with a beautiful chat, because this is exactly the way I feel as well. Look at Newcastle United, what Rushmano is saying. Once they got rid of Mike Ashley, United will experience the same positivity once the club is being sold. I got a lot of stick because I did a short, which people did misunderstand. But I said, like, when there was a lot of these allegations, speculations in the media regarding Rashford and no, hang on, what did I say? Anthony Dos Santos and Greenwood and stuff like that. I just had enough, and I said, look, why is media not writing about 18 years of abuse from the Glazers? Because, I mean, that's also mental abuse, right? Because Glazers don't care about us. They've been just, they've been just like, they don't care about us at all, like, and that's creating that divide and conquer within our fan base, and we are constantly arguing against each other, and this guessworking, and that's kind of causing the mental health regarding a lot of Manchester United fans, because at the end of the day, you love this club, no matter what, like, you want us to be successful, we want to win games, I remember in May last season, like, actually the season before, when Ten Hag came in, when players were down tooling, right? Remember that April, May, I just felt so bad, right? It's just time to pack up and go, right? And that same feeling came back in the beginning of the season. I cannot lie, like, when we start losing the games, but I saw the patterns of play. I saw that we still have good players on the field, but you just have to understand the root cause behind it. Like, 13 injured players, hopping on one leg, will become good. It's just too early in the season to throw the towel in, right?
I mean, we've not spoken about Rashford in this show today either. At the end of the day, when you think about it, he's clearly got a mental issue that he's dealing with at the moment, whether it's because he's
something behind the scenes.
He should have scored, he should have passed, he should have crossed. He's hearing all the negativity. He's probably doubted himself, thinking, can I still do it? What's changed? When you think of scoring 30 goals last season, and then now he's not scoring it. He scored 1 in his last 10, I think it is, something like that, 1 in his last 12. At the end of the day, he's definitely suffering, and sometimes is it better to move that person out of the limelight, to give them a chance to recover and come back and just try and have a little moment and watch somebody else do it and have that pressure away from you? It's a difficult decision, it really is. I know that Bestie is absolutely spot on. We live in the real world. Remember, we're only watching a game.
Exactly.
It's true. And for years, my wife said to me, "It's only a game." I'm like,
it's escapism.
I'm fuming when we lose or whatever, and I'm like, I just don't talk to me for the rest of the day, sort of thing. I mean, I'm not the sort of idiot who goes around smashing TVs up and things like that. I'm just a bit sulky for the rest of the day, especially if we had an early kickoff and there's more games to come. But at the end, it is, at the end of the day, it is a game that we're connected to. We feel a pride for. We're part of it, and it affects us. But how does it affect the players even more? Do you know what I mean?
Listen, I would say that is escapism in a way. I don't know, but you work hard. Your family, you supply for your kids. You take them to school, to training, and all that stuff. And this 90 minutes is your time. It's your build up. This is your time to enjoy your moment. Like, this is your club, which you love, and you get granted to watch this 95 minutes of football. And of course, you're going to have expectation. But at the end of the day, my wife says the same thing. It's just a game, Mick. It's just a game. Like, and I said, no, for some people, it's religion. And same thing goes with social media. It's just social media. It's not real, right? So I got a DM. I got to sort of point my hand up, and I responded quite, professional, to say, hey, I'm deeply disappointed you don't respond to my DMs. And I said, mate, I have a very busy life. I don't check all my DMs. I don't live on social media. It's not real, right? So why do I have to? I don't feel obliged to respond to everyone. If I would do that, I would not have a life, right?
Yeah.
So you tend to sort of spend time with the surroundings. First priority, your family, and second, family is United, right? And the games. And that's taking a lot of time. And of course, you got expectations, Mark, as well. Like, as you said, if we lose, God, I put my hand up to say, like, it takes me 1 or 2 days. But then we get back into that positive note again if we're playing a game again on Wednesday or Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? Champions League. You get back onto it. But you gotta go through the healing process, like to lose and accept and just look at, whoa, okay.
I try to avoid the backlash. I mean, you know, Mick, I've not been on social media for like the last 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, because at the end of the day, I've like literally just been so busy. I didn't even know half the stuff that was going on in the news, and you were messaging me some stuff, and I'm like, all right, okay, didn't know about that. I'm just so far away from it. And after a game, I used to go on thinking, oh, I want to see what everybody's got to say and stuff, and I'm like, nah, don't need to. I don't need to hear what everybody's got to say. Now I can just move away from it, deal with it, and the next day come back and go, right, okay, these are the positives from it.
Brilliant. So what do we actually expect now? Okay, what do we expect? I always predict this, like, it's international break. It's more than 90 minutes in my home. What's Mark is saying here, I can hear him typing away. We build up the whole week, and it's hoping for a win. A loss is a loss, but a lose by not putting in the effort hurts. Yes, true. Well, in my family where I live, it's only me that gets into the sin bin, because my wife don't like football, of course. I'm the only one, but I do understand that. But in terms of positive notes, everyone that's in here, I always say that I predict this international break. Do expect. That's why I'm staying away from the social media. I don't lead during the internationals. I don't read. I don't believe anything that comes out of it, because I know it's been created. Because why? They have to, from a click point of view, Manchester United is the biggest fan community in the world. If you start writing, even Bloomberg discovered this, by the way. It's like, and discovered this, like, Helath discovered this recently as well. So you see more frequently like that, but I don't see Reuters or anything like that coming out to say anything. And then all these other so-called stenographers, like, so-called journalists, are making up clickbait stories regarding leaks and stuff like that. It's the same playbook, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna have it. Like, I'm not gonna read that cash.
I think at the end of the day, you've just talked about internationals again, and it is, obviously going back to the Beckham situation. He said after the back of that, he felt the whole country was against him. He felt very vulnerable and alone. And Maguire's come out recently and said that after when he scored that own goal recently, Beckham rang him and he felt better after speaking to him. So I'll just put it out there to you guys. If you do follow an international team and something happens these next few days, just let it pass by. Let it pass by. It's just a player. They made a mistake at work. It's simple as that. Not everything goes right for anybody every day.
Rushy, I said, Rushmano, I feel you exactly like you. There's not a day or not a minute that I'm thinking about the club. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should do it. Like, maybe I should get a smartwatch that measures how many times you think about Manchester United during the day. certainly more than my wife. Sorry.
You've not had your birthday present yet. I'll be quiet.
Yeah. 100%. Anyway, so guys, hope you're doing fine. It's been a little bit of a serious note. We felt that we owe it to the community. It's nothing sensational. It's just talking about mental health, and it's been so beautiful to see everyone chatting away, and and people coming in. And although there was only one person that came in and had a chat, but we will do this every month. I think, Phil. Like, I think we said it last time. I think it's good sort of to ventilate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, it's definitely good to have these conversations. It's really important to keep it in the media, not just when it's Mental Health Week, Mental Health Awareness Week sort of thing. I think it is important to discuss these things. Oh, Steph says we're always on our mind. That's very good of you.
You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. That's why you see the microphone.
Just while I think on as well, because I did speak to Nick, She Devils United, before the show, because she was trying to join the show tonight, but was unable to. She just wanted to add a little. She just wanted to give me a little bit of her thoughts, because she wasn't able to be here. She wanted to mention about McTominay. She felt that recently, she, when she saw him in the interview, he looked, his skin tone looked different. And she talks about physical symptoms and lethargy, being unmotivated, tired, weak, and how that can impact a player's performance even when they get the chance to do so. So hopefully, that burst that will give him life again and get him going again, sort of thing. And I know we're coming to the end of the show, so I just want to mention a couple of things just before you do. Yes,
I need to shout out somebody special here as well.
Oh my God!
just want to give a special shout out also for Luan, that's been a member for 3 months as well. Big up Luan for being with us. Also, you know, you come here, you tune in, you chat with us, you're always being positive, Luan. So big up for you for being a member for 3 months and for sticking by us as well. Everyone that's been in the moderators since we opened up the moderation. I mean, Angie, you know, Jamie Wayne, Billy, everyone, Neil Driscoll that's here, guys, Stephanie Griffith, you just guys are amazing. Like, you make this family and Ticking alive. And sorry if I forgot people as well. Everyone that comes in here, you know, this is our church. This is where we come to heal our hurts. So please don't forget to, you know, hit that like button and spread the word. Tell others, tell your friends, you know, to come and visit us. You know, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. Maybe it will take you like, you know, 45 minutes, sometimes crucial 2 hours. Sometimes we go overtime, but we will not go overtime today. Guys, big up to all of you. Big applauses. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining the show tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Mark, for joining in the show live, and thank you for all your comments, guys. I appreciate it. Just got a few things I want to mention. So, talking, obviously, we started at the beginning of the show. Just see if we can get those likes up to 50. There's 80 of you still watching. See if you can get
51,
it up to,
please. 51.
Get up to 51 at least for the very minimum for Mick's birthday, which is in about 1 hour now, something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely. So just want to, you know, a therapist has said recently the pressures associated with always having to be a hero can deepen those cracks. If 1 in 4 of us will experience some mental health issues in our lifetimes, it stands to reason that 1 in 4 footballers will too. And I say to you guys, while it may seem scary, there are small steps you can take to help your mental health. Talk to your family, teammates, coaches, or support staff.
Oh my God. Oh my Daisy. Just came in from the chat. Never seen you before. Lua. First time.
Hi guys. First time calling in. Ça va bien, merci.
Merci et tout. Good to see you. Finally. A face to a name.
Good to see you too.
Good to meet you.
My last name is France, but I speak English mainly. Are you getting Are you getting like a feedback?
No, it's good.
Not too bad at all. It's quite a good connection.
The only feedback we get from you is you in the chat. That's the only feedback that we always get. But we never get this honor to see you live, which is absolutely smashing. How are you doing? Oh, she froze.
And on that,
she's back. No, she's back.
Hi guys. I'm here. I tried earlier, but I asked how do I join, and I literally I'm in the hallway of my building.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, because yes, I'm hearing myself now, and it's way back.
Oh, okay.
She's gone again.
Froze. But still, what a surprise.
Ah.
Oh, you're there. No, she's back. She's back. She's back. She's gone. Next time, Luan, we will definitely invite you. Come in, have more of you. Definitely. We always
look at you, Luan. It really was lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet Luan as well. She didn't get to say what she wanted to say, but she's calling in again. She hasn't given up. Device not connected. She's trying. She's coming in. She's back. She's back. She's loading. Loading. Keep loading. Keep loading.
We need some hold music.
So we need some hallway music. There she is. I was almost playing some elevator hall music. Yeah. So I was saying we should get you more often. Yeah.
I don't know what the heck is happening, guys. I'm here.
You've got a very
next time.
Yes, next time. It was lovely to meet you. Thanks for joining.
Listen, we will invite you next time. Come in and have you say 100%. Rushmano has just donated a super chat to me to say Happy birthday to Mick. What a beautiful present. Thank you so much, Rush Maynor. You are a legend. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Mick, and great to see Luan as well. So that was a double whammy there. Big up. Thank you, Rushy. We'll definitely have a nice birthday cake tomorrow, and you will see us tomorrow again. I know I work hard. So thank you. To promote, I mean, so bad that we didn't get to see Luan here but too bad. She came in to made appearance, but we want to see more of Luan. 100%. She's been one of our troopers here in the chat as well. So big up to you, Luan. 100% would like to see you more. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It was like, it's always bad when you're in the hallway where you're on your mobile phone and the reception is crap. I want to bring in Mark to the stage because Mark has been doing a fantastic job here, moderating the chat's background, and producer Mark is here in the house. How are you doing, Mark? You having a good time there in the background
tonight? Good night. Is everyone enjoying the show?
Yes,
it's been a cracking show you guys having tonight.
Yes, thank you. It was more of the serious note.
Interesting conversation.
It was. Listen, thank you so much as well for keeping us doing just talking and you handling the chats and everything. What do we have installed for tomorrow? Because Mark, basically, I gave him the keys to the kingdom. So Mark is doing the morning shows like he likes to. So he did a brilliant show this morning, first time debut. I would just want to say, congratulations. You hit 4,000 views on that video by yourself. For the first time. Not even me and Phil did that when we started. So we just want to give you the roses, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I couldn't do it without the guys in the VAR room. They all came in to support me. It was really nice to have them there. It kept me going throughout the show. Okay. So I enjoyed that a lot. I won't say too much about what we're doing tomorrow, but we're definitely going to address some issues, and especially that topic that they've been carrying on in the chat almost the entire show that they worry about.
We will talk about that one. I will join you tomorrow. I'll try to join you tomorrow.
In the morning, we're just going to deal with the clickbait, and that's all we're going to say for now.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys can sleep well tonight. So anyway, I think it's time to close the shop for today. But it's been a fantastic day at MUFC Realist TV. It's been a fantastic day for, having known footballing matters, just to talk football and community. But thank you for everyone that's been coming in, the VR room, the mods, Mark, yourself. Thank you, Rush Maynor, for your beautiful donation. Thank you also, Luan France, for coming in for the first time to see you as well, live in person. And one that you will not see live in person is definitely Bella. And we always finish off with Bella, don't we, guys? Listen, see you tomorrow. We will go live at 9:30 Central European time. That's about 8:30, isn't it, Mark? UK time?
8:30 UK time in the morning.
Okay. Guys, stay beautiful. And wish you a, what did we say? Love, peace, and banana, or good evening, whatever you say. Glaze us out and believe, 100%. Green and gold until we are announced as sold, 100%. It's time for Bella to say goodbye.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. Subscribe if you have not done so yet. If you want to take it to the next level, you can always show your appreciation to sponsor our channel by clicking below the video title, where you will see the heart icon with the text saying, thanks. Or you could buy me a cheeky little coffee by scanning this barcode, or visit this link to buy me a virtual coffee. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Remember, glory, glory, Man United, Glazers out. It is green and gold until we are announced and sold. That was all from me. I wish you a good day and a great match experience, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.